Hi, how's it going? Welcome back to Existential Joy. My name is Joy, and today's video we're gonna do the topic of how to protect your mental health. Yeah, this is one that kind of came to me because of, honestly, cat's eye. So these piles, there's 6 of them in honor of their new Wild EP, as well as all 6 members. There's also images related to each and every pile that you can choose from the thumbnail, and each and every pile will be related to a member in cat's eye. If you can't tell, I am a huge fan. So this video was kind of inspired by some of their recent interviews and how, as well as their documentary, and how Megan kind of talks about her mental health and how important it is to take care of it. So I just wanted to make a video on how to protect your mental health, and for all the baddies out there that just kind of need a little bit more of a direction in how to take care of their mental health and themselves and live their best lives. Yeah. Alright, so this is pile 1. This is also the pile of the sun. This one is also related to Manon. This is pile 2. This is the image of the bird looking at itself in the reflection mirror, and this is related to Megan. Here's pile 3. This is the image of the swan looking up, and this one's related to Sophia. This is pile 4. It's also the image, oh sorry, you can see the images that I have pulled up. It's this image of the literal cat's eye, and it's related to Laura. We have pile 5, which is this golden cat, and this is related to Daniela. And then lastly, we have this really adorable derpy cat, and it's related to Yunjae. Yeah. So if you want to pause here and meditate on your pile, please do. You have some time. Just want to say thank you so much for stopping by and supporting. I really appreciate you being here. There's so many videos you could have clicked on, and today you clicked on mine, and so that's made me really happy. Please excuse the black on my fingernails. I was trying to fix this candle, and then the soot of the candle kind of got on my hands. Yeah. So once you know your pile, please scroll down to the corresponding timestamps, and I'll see you there. Hi pile 1, if you've chosen the star image or chosen this off of your bias, being Manon, then this is your reading. By the way, Manon is also one of my 2 biases. Anyways, so you have the card, ooh, Eye of the Eagle, rising above the fray. I'm not sure why the Eye of the Tiger song came up so suddenly, but that's the song that kind of came up. Well, again, Eye of the Tiger is kind of about never giving up, really pushing through, and the word shadow really comes to mind. So you might be working through a really heavy time period of your shadow self. With this Eyes of the Eagle rising above the fray, right now tuning into your energy, again, you might be, I'm seeing Manon's Weavers like profile photo, and it's one where she looks incredibly sad, to be honest. So there might be a lot of endings going on, and a lot of things being brought up to the surface for you in regards to why you're feeling the way you are, or just like a lot of like just not so great feelings coming up. And a part of me really wants to say right now that not all of it is all yours, especially because you've chosen the pile related to the sun as well as Manon. These are like symbols of people who shine brightly, or things that shine brightly, and sometimes that can cast a shadow over other people. So people might inadvertently be sending crap your way, like they might be sending jealousy, or their own insecurities, or just like generally they're just kind of like not sending you the nicest things. And it's not like, it's probably not to your face too. It could be to your face, you know, but ooh, and this kind of looks like a camera. So especially if you're someone who's like posting photos or posting online, like behind a camera lens of some sort, or it's just in the public eye a lot, it feels like there's a lot of people, I mean not a lot, but like enough people like who kind of feel insecure because of you. Again, the sun is something that's extremely, it's our solar system's central like space, right? And so that can always feel really daunting and intimidating for others. I used to not understand why in pick a card like readings I would get like the intimidation pile, like because I'm really sweet and nice and I try to like come off that way, but sometimes you're just so hot that it's intimidating for people, you know what I mean? Like, and to be honest, when you're nice and when you're pretty and when you're talented, it could really rub people the wrong way. And for Manon's case, she didn't train like the rest of the girls in Cat's Eye to get to where she's at, you know? She's hitting the beats, she has a very unique and really beautiful voice, and it's something that can't be replicated, you know? And so I feel like because of her like effervescence and ease in regards to like learning new things and adapting to new places, it could really rub people the wrong way. A part of me is also wanting to say, especially if you're racist. So this might be like a bigotry thing too. You might be someone who is experiencing a bout of microaggressions, or again very like subtle forms of hate just because of what you look like or what your background is, or for who you are. And honestly, I'm sending you so much love, my dear, because you don't deserve that, you know? And I'm really being drawn to the blue part of this. So it feels like your throat chakra might be blocked, or like there's like an emphasis on like, because I know blue's technically more related to like the higher chakras, not necessarily, well actually kind of your throat chakra as well. So it kind of, as well as Manon not being able to really say anything about her hiatus, like these things all allude to your pile being kind of like silenced in some way. Like it feels like in your heart you know the truth, but like you're not allowed to speak it right now, or like something like that, you know? Like the thing is also I'm now being drawn to the purple in this eye. So just know that as of right now you're being heavily protected by divine source, spirit, God, Yahweh, any Amaterasu, which is the sun goddess in Shinto, I believe. So a lot of protection from the other side, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so if that, if that resonates with you, if you feel like this is what you're going through, then this is your pile. And yeah, let's just know that the thing is that this will be ending soon. With the 1-8 adding to 9, this will be ending soon. It's kind of like you're in the last stages of the kind of dark night of the soul esque energy, you know what I mean, of this kind of more depressive state. I'm also hearing BPD. So the thing is with BPD is that it's not as like crazy as it's like kind of put out to be. Like with BPD, people who have it they can kind of sense really quickly the subtle shifts in other people, you know what I mean? Like normal people, it takes a while for them to be able to kind of just understand someone's emotions. People with BPD, they pick up on it rather quickly. So for example, if someone's like 70% happy and then 30% angry, someone with BPD would pick that up faster than someone who's normal, like who has like a normal I don't really know what normal means, but someone like the average who would need like someone to be 70% angry for them to register that person's angry, like, you know. So I find that this group is also extremely sensitive to other people's emotions. You might be an empath. You might absorb people's emotions a lot. You might be someone who's also like the heart of the group as well. So again, these are things that are characteristic of you. So I hope that resonates in regards to you choosing this pile. So let's look on how to protect your mental health. I have some boundary cards here today that I really want to do. Hi, Mr. Pepper. Hi. Big stretches. Yeah. Okay. Let's pull some boundary cards for my pile 1, my sun pile, my Manon pile. Hey, do you want to get up? You poke your nose? Do you want snuggles? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he flopped. Oh my god, he a flop. He's so cute. I'm also getting right now, because my cat just flopped, that like one of your messages is that you might feel like you're in your flop era in life, but just know that it's meant to be this way, because sometimes you need rest and you need attention and you need care from yourself. Hey. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so if you feel like you're in your flop era, just know again that it's just to bring attention towards yourself, because you're naturally someone who absorbs others' emotions, as well as like has an easier time recognizing people's emotions. It's really central for you to be able to come back to yourself and have a lot of time to yourself. Yeah. Feels like that's a message for me as well. So let's pull up some boundary cards. I think that's a great segue because, again, woo! It's a little too much. That's a great segue because, you know, like, one way that you do protect yourself and your mental health is legitimately just staying by yourself and nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself, and most of all giving attention to yourself. I think that's one of the biggest ones, especially if you're familiar with the concept of higher selves or getting into that spiritual part of yourself. That's going to be extremely important for you at this time in regards to protecting your mental health, especially. Can I have one more card? Oh, thank you. Okay, so you have 2 cards because I asked for 2 cards. You have the reflection card first. How often do you apologize for things that are not your fault? What situations do you find yourself most likely to do this in? You know what scene I'm getting? I'm getting the scene in the first Cat's Eye, like, movie Netflix special, the Dream Academy special, where like they Manon and all the other girls sit down, and then when Sophia's talking to Manon's trying to explain herself, but then she gets shut down by like one of their coaches, Missy. That's what I'm like that's the image I'm getting when I see this card. To me, that situation seems extremely unfair because she was just explaining herself, rightly so, but it felt like they were villainizing her for one thing, but it was subtly behind the scenes something else. It feels like a lot of the girls there were extremely jealous of her beauty and the energy that she gave off. You know, Manon is extremely charismatic, and she has this stage presence. That's why they brought her into the group, right? And it feels like she's having to apologize for just for that, you know. It's something that's not your fault, you know. It's something that's not like, that shouldn't really be happening because you're just being you, and all these random people, these haters, are just kind of attacking you just for being yourself. I'm also getting that you might resonate with being like a witch in your past life, and being like unfortunately burned because of that. But yeah, so this is something that wants to really be brought up right now, whether that be from divine source, from your higher self, but it doesn't matter. Like, the message that really wants to be brought up to you is, how often do you apologize for things that are not your fault? What situations do you find yourself most likely to do this in? Something to journal about, something to kind of think about a bit. You also have what would you do as one of your other cards. You shared private medical information about yourself in confidence with someone and later found out they told several other people. What would you do? Oh my gosh, I hate this for you. I'm literally reeling off a betrayal myself, so I understand the feeling of someone gossiping very like private information about yourself with someone else. So yeah, dealing with these people is absolutely atrocious. My best advice for you is to just cut them off, because if they're talking behind your back and they've disclosed sensitive information about you to someone for their own personal gain, they're not really looking out for your best interests, nor should you be around people like that. If this is someone that you have to deal with and you can't expunge them from your life, just be very aware of what you tell them. So I'm getting that meditation is going to be extremely helpful for you, so that you kind of come back to yourself, come back to who you are, and have that time and space for yourself, so you're not influenced by other people to do things that they want you to do. You know, again, especially being an empath, sometimes I feel like you might be doing things or saying things that, you know, you don't necessarily want to be sharing with other people, but you're doing it because of these other people's influence on you. And that's no fault of your own, but it's a way that you can protect yourself and your mental health is being private, you know, is whether that be privatizing your social media accounts or literally just not disclosing private information with people and keeping that for yourself. It's going to be extremely helpful for you at this moment to just kind of, I'm hearing the song Go Your Own Way with this, you know? And as much as it's really tempting to ask other people for their advice, it feels like you will know what's best for you at this time. Okay. Set some more cards. I feel like there's not going to be a lot of cards this reading, but that's okay. Are these all reversed? Or, they're not all reversed, but yeah, okay. You have the King of Pentacles to start off. King of Pentacles in reverse. You also have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Fool in reverse. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm gonna turn it this way. You also have, okay, a lot. Oh, okay. I turned it. Okay, you guys saw me turn the deck the other way just to see if the reversals were reversals, but it's not. This is just how your cards are going. I actually kind of want to put it like this. Oh, this is interesting. Actually, I'm gonna put it like this. Yeah, okay. Alright, so for you, my darling pile number ones, it feels like right now your money situation is blocked because a piece of you is missing. I'm drawn to this Five of Pentacles card right now. Oh my god. Oh, can I show this on? Do I have a... Ooh. Okay. There's okay. I would show this card, but like it's a little like, you know, it's not PG friendly. Not that this channel is PG friendly. This is actually made for 18 plus, but like, again, if you are a bit younger, like it's not for you as well. It's just like, just to be wary that these are more these are topics that are related to more of an older crowd, someone that is more mature, you know, someone that can kind of handle the emotional stability of these topics, you know. So in terms of how to protect your mental health, I'm still kind of seeing more the situation that you're in more than how to protect your mental health, because right now it feels like your money situation is not the best. You're having to rely on someone else, or your savings, or past, or, you know, like inheritance, like things that like you didn't like you didn't have to work for. And the thing is that it's not like you don't want to work for it with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse. It's more like it's blocked. Your new beginnings as well are blocked, and that's because a part of you is missing. A part of you, and it being one of the eyes, is that like a part of you is kind of scattered and still really like looking for that external validation, and it's leaning to this burnout with this 10 of Wands here and this Knight of Cups here. It's man, see, with this Knight of Cups upright, it says, I'm back, bitches, you know? And that's like the energy that I want you to be in. I want you to come back. But I feel like right now, because a lot of them are reversed as well, other than the Strength card, and we'll get to that. Because of that, there's a lot of energy pulling yourself inwards, pulling yourself to this like self-validation that you really do need right now. That's going to be the thing that really amplifies your money. This is going to be the thing that really amplifies your energy, is coming back to the self and coming back to who you are and coming back to just like having that time to yourself. If you don't like meditating, there are a lot of other self-care ways you can go into. For example, like even getting ready. You know, getting like yourself all like dolled up and pretty and just making yourself feel confident is another way that you can really protect your mental health, you know, because like self-care is important, and putting that time and energy in yourself is important. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody else's energy influence you to rush things that you know are good for you. Yeah, like for example, if you have a partner that rushes you to when you get ready, then please don't let them do that. They're just gonna have to deal with the fact that this is your self-care time. And yeah. So with the Strength card, I'm not showing it on camera because it's quite okay. Maybe I'll show a bit of it, but like I'll cover up the part that like okay, yeah. So with this Strength card, it feels like a part of you is actually punishing yourself, which is interesting because. And it feels like you're punishing the part of yourself that's that is okay, because in the original Strength card you have like a lady kind of like gently like taming a lion, right? And this card is a lot more brash. This one is literally like a lady punishing this guy by like with a comb. She's like let me show you again. You know what I mean? Like so it feels like this could also be like, again, outward forces punishing you unnecessarily or very harshly, but I feel like it's don't want to say that, but I guess here we go. But it is kind of, strangely enough, a reflection of your internal world a little bit, and I hate saying that because I don't want you to feel like it's your fault. It's not. It's more of the fact that there are things that you might not be conscious of that you're unnecessarily punishing yourself for. And right now, one of the ways that you can protect yourself is going on this spiritual retreat. Basically, when you see mountains in the tarot, it really connotes spiritual evolution and spiritual growth, and so in a very isolated way too. Like in the tarot, like the hermit goes up the mountain. Like if you go through the major arcanas, like the fool goes into different stages, and when he goes to the hermit, it goes up a mountain to kind of have that solace, to have that space for itself. And so with that imagery, especially with the hummingbird, it feels like, again, you are someone who is on a more elevated level. Hummingbirds, again, are birds that flap like extremely fast. Yeah, okay. So the hummingbirds are one of the birds that flap its wings the fastest. averaging about 50 to 80 times per second, with the ruby-throated hummingbird flapping like 200 times per second. It feels like you're someone who is kind of like quicker than the average person. You know, you kind of have this quick wit about you. You are someone who probably picks up on trends a lot faster. You're probably someone who like makes trends. You're the blueprint, you know what I mean? Like how Manon is the blueprint a lot when it comes to the visuals of Cat's Eye. If you see how she did her eyebrows, a lot of the other Cat's Eye members started to do their eyebrows the same way. So it feels like a lot of people want to copy you. A lot of people want to be you. And in that same breath, they want to kind of replace you without really understanding that you can't really replace the thing you copied. So in terms of how you protect yourself and your mental health right now, just know that you are this girl. You are this bitch. You are this like this very central thing that a lot of people cannot ignore as much as they want to try. You know, Manon's on hiatus, but like all of the fans of Cat's Eye are really pushing towards her being known and talked about, and like they like shout her name during like things like the movie premiere, and like, you know, like you're someone who's not forgettable, and that really rubs people the wrong way, unfortunately. Again, like the sun is great, but it can also burn people who are not prepared. There are going to be a lot of people who love you, an immense amount of people who love you so much more than the hate that you get. But the thing is that like the amount of hate that you get is not, it does not match how much that you should be getting, you know, because you're just getting it for being you. And again, there's a part of you that really wants to come back to itself, that wants to come back to just the inner life of yourself, the higher self of yourself, because I'm being taken to Assassin's Creed, and there's a part in Assassin's Creed where I don't play it, my partner plays it, where you're taken to like this conscious higher self space, and it feels like one way that you can protect yourself mentally and keep your mental health in check is to visit that space, to kind of check in with this this part of yourself, your inner world, because that's going to be something that really helps remind you that you are who you are, and no one can really change that. And they can really try, but you know, like at the end of the day, that's not going to stop you from being you. The only thing that can really stop you from being you is yourself. And because you're an empath, or because you have really strong tendencies towards feelings for other people, or recognizing social situations, or just being someone who's extremely aware of what's going on around them, and that could be from, a lot of things, but a lot of the times it is trauma, and needing to be like like externally aware of your surroundings, which is great for survival. But in regards to being you and protecting your mental health and getting you to a place where you feel secure and safe, it is coming back to you and yourself and the inner world. I think there was an Esoterra video that was like, the sun doesn't apologize for being the sun. It will still keep shining no matter what. You know, there's sometimes there are cloudy days, but like at the end of the day, the sun's still there. The sun will shine. And just note that like the storm that you're going through right now, the heaviness that you're feeling right now, the things that you're like having to learn right now, they will pass. It will be impermanent, you know? Vipassana meditation might be really helpful in regards to your mental health. Vipassana teaches you to be observational, and observational of your inner self, your inner awareness. You literally have to sit down and kind of breathe, and you just kind of notice the things that come up. You don't judge the things that come up. You don't interact with the things that come up. You don't shame yourself for having these interactions with things that come up. You kind of just let it be. And the reminder of impermanence, of constant change, of things passing will really help your mental health at this moment in time. Just know, my dear, that you coming back to yourself, you looking inwards to who you are, is the best way where you can protect your mental health at this point in time. So whatever practice that means to you, if that means like a 72-step skincare routine, I'm getting Cassie from Euphoria doing that. Or again, like a 5-minute meditation sit down, or making your favorite foods and just kind of sitting with yourself and eating it without doom scrolling or watching something. Some small acts of self-care, like going to the beach by yourself, picking up sand, feeling the presence of who you are, because you will naturally generate health for yourself. You being in your own energy is extremely healing. It's extremely potent, and people want to take that and siphon that from you because you are the sun. You are this central being. You have that kind of energy, and one way that's best to protect yourself is, like Mana, being in hiatus. I know it's more of like a forced hiatus on her part, but more of the fact of, again, coming to the self and then having time to come back to the self. One thing about Manon that is extremely admirable is she's one of the first members to really put her health first, and a lot of people, I feel like, did not like that. And for coming back to this, it feels like a lot of people in Cat's Eye were blaming her for taking care of herself, and now look at what's happening with a lot of the members. Sophia's on hiatus now because she recognizes how important it is to take care of herself. Megan's talking about mental health and how it's important to take breaks. Like, why is it okay for them to do it but not Mana? And so, like, just take that in, like, you're allowed to take care of yourself and heal and have time for yourself. People are not entitled to your energy. You allow them to come in, and you are the person who protects yourself and has that space to put in those boundaries and put in that kind of mental energy to what you do. Just remember to focus that back in. Again, self-validation, inwards thinking, spending time for self-care is going to be ways you can pour your energy back into you and, again, take care of your mental health. This will really help you in regards to staying focused, safe, blessed, and beautiful, Yeah. I know this is a really, really hard and heavy one. And because you feel so much, it can really put you in places where you don't want to be, like doom scrolling or bed rotting or being aggressive for random reasons, getting to, like, there's a lot of ways this can possibly come out. But remembering to take that time to just mentally be with yourself and take care of yourself. Again, meditation is going to be extremely important for this group. So please develop a practice. I know it's hard sometimes to stick to it, but just remember it's a devotion and act of self-care and self-love that you give to yourself and you can do for yourself every single day. It is free. You don't need anything to do it. That's one of why people advocate for it so much, because of how accessible it is. So just remember to develop a a routine, or again, an act of self-care that comes back to yourself every day. That is how you can protect your mental health at this time, and, you know, stay in those high vibrations and really love your life. So yeah, thank you so much, my dear pile ones, my Manon pile, my sun pile. You guys are literally doing the most right now. You guys are in an extremely intense part of your life. Being in the shadow work is really hard, so I congratulate you on sticking through. If you made it this far in the video, honestly, that is absolutely amazing and not an easy thing to hear all the time. So congratulate yourself, get yourself something that you really like. I really hope that you take care of yourself and have a wonderful rest of the day, because you deserve it. You deserve to come back to yourself and feel validated from yourself, regardless of what people say. Last message is that I know a lot of people might hate on you, but if you can use that hate as fuel, that's gonna be great. If you can use that as a reason to come back to yourself, that's great. You don't have to, though. Just know that you don't even have to really engage in that way of thinking. When you're strong enough in yourself and people hate on you, it's gonna be like, well, what do they know, and why do they know it better than you? You know what I mean? Like, you'll literally develop the mental fortitude to be able to say, no, I don't believe that. I believe in myself that I'm the shit, you know? I'm now hearing the gnarly song. And again, who ruled that era? Manon did. She killed that era. So again, so thank you so much, my pal ones, for being here and sticking with me. I'm sending you so much love. So much love. All the different ways in which to do hearts, because you are a star and you are the sun. You are literally the sun. So thank you so much for being here. Remember that you will keep shining regardless of what people say, and to come back to yourself, because again, the sun doesn't apologize for being the sun. It just is. And that is one of the most important messages that are needed to give into you today. So thank you so much. And I love you so much, and you so much love. Sending you all the kisses, and yeah, take care. Hi, my pal twos. Thank you for being here. If you chose the bird reflection image, or have Megan as one of your biases, then this is your card. Or this is your pile, sorry. Megan's awesome. She is the one who's forefront in making sure and talking about mental health when it comes to the group and stuff. So let's see what you have. Oh, interesting. You have Covenant, Sacred Contract, as well as Fallen Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. I don't really do reversals when it comes to my oracle cards. That's just how it is. So with these two cards, the energies that I want to tune in regards to making sure that this is your pile or not is... Oh, maybe I should do it today. Usually I don't, but like, let's see. It feels like you're going inward a lot at this moment in time. Or a lot of the things that are happening to you at this moment is because of a contract, whether that be like you're stuck in a contract, maybe you have work events that you have to tune into. I'm just feeling a really big blocked energy, you know what I mean? Like my head's off, like woozy, like it's really like at the moment. And so It feels like there's like a blockage in regards to something that wants to come out that's kind of stuck inside of you at the moment. I feel like it's because... Hello? Hello? Oh my god. Hi, Miss Missy. It's my it's my cat Salt. Hi. Hi, King Petite. It feels like you're put in a bad mood because of the contracts that you're in. That's how it feels, because my cute little pet Salt came in, as well as like the image of Megan having like a lot of breaks and stuff, as well as just kind of like how she is in the group. Sometimes like it may be that sometimes you do things that you're not necessarily trying to do, but it's coming off in a way where it's coming from a place of kind of being annoyed, you know, like, excuse me. Yeah, with my pet Salt, sometimes she gets really grumpy in the mornings because my other cat Pepper will wake her all the time, like all the time, like, or sometimes like she'll get jealous of the attention that he gets, and it feels like that's a bit of what's going on right now. Is that like it's not like you're trying to be in a bad mood, but you're in a bad mood because of something unhealed in yourself, and it's reflected off of other people around you, you know, like it feels like, and please take this please take this with all peace and love in the world, but it feels like you might be projecting onto others things that you might need to heal within yourself. You know that saying where it's like you point a finger and three point back at you? It feels like that's kind of what's going on a bit right now with you. It's not like you want to be doing this. Again, no one really wants to be in this space, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and tell you that this isn't because of your own doing. It feels like there is this contract that you might have broken in regards to like relationship or something, like where you might have let your emotions get the better of you. And again, I say this with a lot of love and a lot of peace because I've also been there. I've also gone through bouts in which I've said things to people that are really just inward projections, floating outward. If you look at the like Tibetan yoga book, it'll talk about like how your inward self is reflected outward through like your experiences and what you do, and it feels like a lot of the blockages that you're coming up with right now are to show and reflect to you what you really need for yourself right now. And you know, like sometimes, like, this was a hard lesson for me to learn, but sometimes you have to be kinder to yourself, and that kindness then, you know, comes outwards, you know. But if you find yourself getting into like a lot of arguments with people, or like doing things that you necessarily wouldn't normally do, like saying things or like being mean for no reason, or like kind of like judging or shaming others in like in a way. This might be your pile, and this is a pile that it takes a lot of self-awareness and a lot of reflection and a lot of inner work to be at in this pile. And so if you're still here, honestly, props to you. This is not an easy message to really get. But just know, like, if you're someone who likes to gossip with, like, about other people behind their back and stuff, it just know, like, this is your pile. And the things that we do sometimes are not necessarily a reflection of who we are as individuals, as more a reflection of what we're going through at this point in time, you know? And this is why we do shadow work, to really uncover the reasons why we're doing the things that we're doing. You know, You also might be someone who's feeling really unsafe at this moment in time. Or you might be like Megan, where like chaotic and constant change might be a lot for you mentally. Like sometimes people crave stability and want that really like structured, very like routine life. And when they're thrown in a midst of chaos, it could be really jarring for them. So again, that also might be something that you're going through right now. So yeah, okay, let's go through how to protect your mental health at this time, because again, this is not an easy thing to be going through right now. And yeah, kudos to you for being here. Is there anything in your life that you've been managing that really needs to just be resolved? Oh. Someone can adults, or at least someone old enough to know how to act right, is being disruptive in public. What would you do? Ooh, I'm also getting like, maybe like if you're in a group and something like that, like maybe you're someone who doesn't really speak up when some shit's going down, because like again, you might be going through your own trauma of being more of like not wanting to get into that conflict, or not wanting to be like excluded from the group, or like, you know, you might have things come up involving belonging. You might be an Aquarius. Megan is an Aquarius, so you might be extremely unique in a way, but you know, there is a very individualistic mindset that you might have that you might not be addressing, because you're craving this sense of security and belonging, like everyone does. You know, we're human, you know, like it's a very natural thing for someone to want to belong. Sorry, one second. Hello? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, ooh. And that might be a thing. Oh, sorry. You might be someone who gets disrupted a lot. And again, like we're talking about belonging, so it might feel like you're trying to fit in and wear a mask in somewhere where you don't want to be. And it's because of this contractual like obligation for you to be in this group or something like that, you know? Like, it feels like there's a part of you that kind of really wants to be yourself and let yourself loose and like be like very very wild, like they're like Cat's Eyes doing EP, but like there's like something kind of like continuously telling you not to, and that's where a lot of the frustrations can build, and that's why you might be letting out those frustrations outward to other people, is because like kind of like like a chain, you know what I mean, like a chain of anger. You know, like sometimes people who are really angry at one thing and can't let that out to that thing will then just move that anger or that emotion onto someone else that doesn't deserve it. But again, it's because of not being aware of it, or not having the space to really understand it. So again, if you're here still I'm trying to understand it, this is extremely tough shadow work. I congratulate you for being here. But yeah, is there anything in your life that you've been managing that really needs to just be resolved? You know, is there something that it feels like a mask. It feels like a mask that you're wearing in order to fit in some way, shape, or form. But you just really want to be yourself. You like, you know, like, and it feels like you can't really be yourself, so you're acting out in different ways. So ways to protect your mental health right now is recognizing that, taking space when you can. I'm gonna pull two more cards. If you can change one thing about your family, what would it be? So this might be in a family dynamic too. Somewhere where you feel, again, very obligated to be there. This also can be in a friend or work dynamic, but it's something where okay. Good job, Salt. Good job. It's something where you kind of have to fit into a box where you don't really want to be fitting into a box. A romantic partner discloses to you that they have in sty 6 months after you first started dating. What? Oh my god, I'm so slow. An STI 6 months after you first started dating. Oh my god, I'm so slow. What would you do? Yeah, or someone or something has like maybe broken their contract with you, you know? They haven't been truthful to you about what was really going on, and so that's why you're lashing out. This can also be why you're behaving the way you are right now, like, and that's probably why your mental health is really bad, because again, like, when we're not acting like our true selves, or we're put into a box, or someone's telling us untruthful things, or again, like, you have to wear a mask, it really, really disrupts the self and how you feel about yourself, because you and your true nature know that you're not like that. I'm really being drawn to another image. My partner used to be extremely, like, he used to have a lot of masks on because he couldn't really deal with his emotions. And again, it's not like society really tells people to manage their emotions, or how to do that. It's not really widely accepted. So he would lash out in ways, and become really volatile and angry towards me when we first started dating. Thank God he's not like that now, but it was a really hard time in his life because he didn't really understand why he was doing the things that he was doing. There was a lot of family trauma that he was going through, like a lot of like old repeating patterns, a lot of like not understanding like his own motherhood wounds, fatherhood wounds, things that happened in his childhood that he like really suppressed. So that also might be what's affecting your mental health right now, is a lot of these repressed old wounds that really want to come out and really want to be acknowledged and taken care of at this moment in time. All right, so how do you protect your mental health and how do you take care of that at this moment in time? The Emperor. It's like it's a bunch of pills for egotism. That's so funny. So like really taking charge on like being Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This image is extremely confusing. Okay. There's a person in a there's a person in a costume that she's riding. So like again, maybe not focusing too much on your money and where it's taking you. And maybe like not using people for your gains. Yeah, the Tower. Because at this point in time, I love how this is. It's a fucking Tetris game. It's because like a lot of things will pile up, and if you don't clear it like how like in Tetris you're supposed to clear the blocks in order to like win the game, right? If you don't take mental note and clear it and really address your problems right now, the world will, the universe, God, divine source, whatever you want to like believe in, will bring that moment upon you whether you like it or not. So again, in terms of like protecting your mental health is making sure that you develop a healthy sense of ego, and where that comes from. Like Nine of Wands in reverse. Oh yeah. There might be a lot of repressed anger. Like look at this bunny. This bunny is in a field of sunflowers, but what is it doing? It's flipping people off. And like I feel like there's a reason. I feel like there's a lot of trapped anger and old residue of things like from the past that like really affected you and hurted you, and it really made your ego kind of like go all over the place, you know? Like, I'm not saying that you have a big ego. This could also be like when you have a small ego too. Like I'm drawn to, like, I'm hearing Ariana Grande's new Petal album in my head. I forget what song it is, but she has a line that says, "I keep my ego small." And if you kind of look at her state right now, she's a celebrity that's known to have battles with mental health, especially with anorexia, and with people who are who again, trigger warning, who are going through this kind of like intense phase in their life. Usually they turn to their food as a way of control. So if you feel like you're out of control in your life right now, it's not about keeping your ego small or big. It's about like attaining a healthy ego, you know, of keeping yourself in check when you need to, of being aware of what like you're saying when you need to, but also hyping yourself up when you need to, making sure you have your self-care routines and that you know who you are at the end of the day. And it feels like it's a lot of it is blocked. Yeah, with the moon card, with this moon card in reverse especially, oh my god. It feels like you are this Mona Lisa, but it's being like distorted in this way because of like this like old repression of wearing these masks, of having to fit in, of having to be someone you're not. So how do you protect your mental health, please? I'm being drawn, this is the Page of Pentacles, I'm being drawn to the ticket. So so again, it could be like maybe taking a trip, taking a solo trip, taking a break. You know, Megan talks about taking, how important it is to take rests and breaks when you need to, like kind of just like, this is very similar to pile one, just kind of like going into your own space for a little bit and like refreshing yourself. You know, sometimes a lot of things when you're alone will be brought up to the surface once you have that time and space to really be with yourself. And I know in this day and age it's really hard to, but like, put your phone down. You know, stop listening to a lot of the comments you might be getting. Stop looking at other people's lives and comparing yourself to them, because it's not doing you any good, and it's making you fit into this box where you don't necessarily need to be in. You are a beautiful person already by yourself. You don't need to be copying anyone to be beautiful. And because you're not, like, Megan's known to be an all-rounder. And that's kind of a crazy thing, you know what I mean? To be extremely great at not only dancing, but singing, and have the visuals too, but not be known for something like being a visual. It can tear at a person's psyche, especially when you are female presenting, because again, a lot of the times our survival was based off of how we look, which is extremely rooted in patriarchy, but like, it still affects us regardless if it is or not, you know what I mean? And so like, just know that you are so much more than what people tell you you are. You are so much more than the comparisons that you make with other people. You are so much more than your past traumas. But in order for you to get there, in order for you to really protect your mental health, it's uncovering those layers and uncovering why you're behaving like this, why you're acting like this, like why do you feel the need to compare, you know? Like, again, when you can stick to your own lane, and when you can self-validate, and when you can say that you like you for you. I'm being drawn to Deadpool, and like, he has a mug that says I like me, you know? Like, being able to like yourself and give yourself that self-love and self-validation is going to be extremely important for you to take care of your mental health. Because again, and that's part of the egotism, right? It's being able to healthily be there for yourself, knowing that, hey, like, if you do something that is maybe like not the nicest to someone else, apologizing to them afterwards and being like, hey, I'm so sorry I said that, I was going through this thing, I didn't have enough sleep, like, this brought up this wound in me, so on and so forth. Or like, if someone's like being like really like subtly mean to you, like, I'm being taken into an example of like the streamer Ludwig saying, besides from the obvious, what would you change about yourself? And it's kind of like a really subtle dig at someone, you know what I mean? Like, because they have to question, what do you mean beside from the obvious, you know? So if someone like says that to you, clapping back at them, being like, just kind of being like, well, like, I wouldn't change anything about myself, I love myself. Or like, maybe these are the things that I need to work on because I feel like I could be better at this thing, and not taking their subtle digs to heart and really like clocking them on it, you know? Like, that's going to be something that will really help you in regards to protecting your mental health. Again, not letting those subtle backhanded comments get to you, and really being able to, judgment. Oh, this is perfect. And being able to judge for yourself what is really like necessary in your life and what's needed, and like how you can respond. Don't react, respond. And this takes a lot of self-awareness and a lot of self-care. And again, it could take literal years. I'm being drawn to my partner again, and he did a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy. Even just like reading books about it too might be really helpful in regards to how you understand how your mind works. Being able to kind of like reframe and reorient your mind towards more positive self-talk, and not like toxic positive, like, oh, like you know what I mean, like but more like ways in which you can be resilient, and that you can acquire a confidence that's not fake, but through the mastery of the self, and being able to go up against these experiences and know that you have yourself, you have your back by the end of the day. Again, developing this really like strong will and strong sense of self. A lot of people like to bash on the Emperor, because a lot of people don't like the Emperor in the tarot, but like, he is who he is, you know what I mean? Like, he is who he is. He's the Emperor for a reason. He has authority for a reason, and no one's gonna stop him. And I think like that is something that really wants to be brought forward. Like, you are who you are. We're talking about Aquarian and individualism, like, you are who you are, and like, you don't need to fit yourself in a box in order to be loved, to be accepted, to belong in a place. Like, at the end of the day, we all go by ourselves, you know what I mean? The end of our lives, we're gonna be there for, like, it's only gonna be us, at the end. And so like, being able to take care of yourself and recognize that you are you, and no one should stop you from being you. And like, if people are making fun of you, because I know in Cat's Eye, like, there are a group of sisters, and sisters fight, and sisters also make fun of each other and are mean to each other, not letting it get to you, and recognizing that it's there to kind of fortify your mentality, and that like, yes, it's really hard to go through the toughness and the meanness of other people, and having to kind of make yourself smaller to fit in. Like, that's not you. That's not who you are, like, you are who you are. If you need to clap back, if you need to say what you say what you say, like, and don't apologize for it. But also be aware of how fitting in sometimes might have an effect on other people. And like, if you're also if you're perpetuating this kind of mentality of it's okay to be mean to others when it's not, like, be the person who breaks the cycle. Be someone who uncovers who you really are in regards to how you really feel. Like, yeah. In terms of how you protect your mental health at this moment, there are a few ways. Unmasking yourself, cognitive behavioral therapy might be really helpful. Really having that self-reflection, and not judging yourself for it. Like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. If you don't know, it's a reference to Hannah Montana. But like, it's kind of true, like, everybody does make mistakes, and the more you kind of punish yourself for it, the more like you're going to perpetuate it. And again, a tower moment will fall, and like, if you don't address it, if you don't address like how you are the Mona Lisa. You know, the Mona Lisa also got a lot of hate, even though it's one of like the most renowned paintings ever, period. You know, like I also saw 3333 on the clock. So again, this really has to do with your heart and who you are, and like in the ways in which you can come back to your whole self, your creative self, like all of you. And so just know that, again, if you are receiving a bunch of hate, and if you are like in this position where like it's very like toxic and upsetting, know that you don't have to give into it. Know that you can stay strong. Know that you can be the change you wish to see in the world, because that's what Aquarians do. They are the humanitarians. They're the people who really lead the change. They are fixed. They need to be individualistic, yes, but they also have a really, really just sense of what's right and wrong, right? Like, they want to be the change that they wish to see in the world. So, whew. That was a lot. I just saw also 444. So just know that you're protected and guided angelically at this time. And, you know, like, there are angels that are fallen. Lucifer was the morning star angel that fell. And honestly, he fell for a reason. You know, sometimes you don't agree with the authority figure that's put in place. That doesn't make you wrong for not agreeing, but like, again, just know that your individualism doesn't make you any less, or you shouldn't be treated any less than who you are. Yeah. So this was a really tough one. I know this was a really tough one. So if you are still here, if you listen through the whole thing, honestly, kudos to you, props to you. It's not easy to be really like told this, especially in a reading about your mental health, but just know that like it is here for a reason. I say it with so much love and peace to you, because again, everybody has gone through this. I've gone through this. Your favorite idols have probably gone through this. Like, people you love have gone through this, and it's just a matter of really like looking at yourself in the mirror, like the image of the bird mirror really suggests, you know. Yeah, so for your mental health, take those breaks as needed, do the work as needed, do not perpetuate things that you do not believe in, be your individual self. These are ways that you can protect your mental health at this point in time. My dear pile twos, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. All the kissing in the world, sending you so much love, support, and hugs. You know, like, you got this. I believe in you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Okay, sorry so much, pile 2, but there was one last card that did want to come out for your reading, and it's called the Many Masks, the Authentic Self. You know, I honestly think this is probably the most encapsulating message for your reading, is that you might have many masks on. Just remember to go back to who you are and your authentic self. And that's how you can protect your mental health at this moment in time. So again, thank you so much for being here. I'm seeing 5-5 on the clock, so a lot of changes for you at this moment in time. But just know that if you come back to your heart space and who you are and take off those masks, you'll feel a lot more mentally protected. Okay, love you so much. Take care. Oh, bye. I'm in your pile 3s if you've chosen this image of the swan, or if your bias is Sophia, then this is your reading. Heads up, Sophia is also one of my biases. Love that girl, and it's not just because I'm Filipino, but or Filipina, sorry, but like, again, like, Sophia has a very leadership presence to her that I really, really admire. She's someone who holds the fort down. She's a bit of a trickster. She has a very unique energy in regards to she will always at the end of the day have the girls' back and love and care for the girls, but she also is someone who is very playful and and how do I put it, like sometimes she has like a tough love presence about her, you know? Okay, so let's see your card. Horseman, Herald of Change. I'm not even surprised that this is your fucking card because you're literally just talking about Sophia. So if you are very much like her, if you, again, this image of the swan is also very like, you know, very interesting because it is one where like the swan is looking up and it's very individualistic, very similar to this horseman, but like either way, you're someone who is a leader. At the end of the day, you are a leader. You are here to enforce change, whether you like it or not. You are there to be the heart of the group. You are there to really love other people, you know, lead them with kindness. You're someone who will give tough love when it's necessary. But you are someone who will enforce change whether people like it or not, you know what I mean? Like and that's just like your inner spirit, that's your inner fire. You're here not to be like silent. You're here to really like go for it. And it's really interesting because tuning into your energy was so easy for me. Like I'm not gonna lie, with my pile 2s it was really hard because there was a lot of blockages there, but like with this one it feels like it's clear. It's wit. It's like Sophia is very witty. She's very on top of things. She really has this communication style down. You know, she's the person who is forefront in a lot of the interviews because she knows how to say it and a really sophisticated way of saying it. She's very talented with her communication. And she's she's there looking out for others. And if you see her in a lot of interviews with Cat's Eye, like, you notice that she's not trying to speak for them. She's always trying to let people like have their moment to shine. She's always making sure that people have a chance to speak. Very similar to Laura as well, but like Sophia does this really well in regards to making sure people are included, or making sure people feel seen. You know, there's something about you that really like make sure that like people around you feel safe and secure and taken care of, you know. And honestly, like, again, we're giving so much love and support to Sophia right now because I feel like she's on hiatus because she's not really appreciated for these things. But that's just my speculation. This is not actually like lore, but this might also be you. You might be someone who like is misunderstood for doing the things that you do, but you do the things you do because you love. You know, you do the things that you do because you want to take care and you want to protect and you want to be there for other people. But sometimes that might come into a place where you're doing so much that like other people won't have a chance to fail. And in those moments of failures is where they really understand how to move forward and how to know themselves better in those situations. It feels like sometimes you might be overprotective in a sense where like other people don't have a space to breathe and be themselves. And again, it's not like that's your intention. That really isn't. But like it feels like, again, you come from such a place of love and understanding and empathy that you don't want people to suffer, and so you try to like pick up the slack for other people, you know. But in that same breath, like, it's hard for other people to find room for themselves in that. So if that sounds like you, then this is your pile. Again, love you a lot. I love Sophia, but just know that you're doing your best, and breaks are important, and you are this herald of change. So how do you protect your mental health at this time? You revoke consent for making out with someone after agreeing to making out with them earlier. They become upset with you. What would you do? Interesting. This came up in pile 2. Someone can adult, or at least someone old enough to know how to act right, is being disruptive in public. What would you do? You know, I'm getting the image of when Daniela like was on the Jimmy Fallon show with them, like not the most recent, like the one that was like 6 months ago, where she was like, yeah, I would switch with Sophia because she's a great liar, and then Sophia just kind of like she kind of like looks annoyed, and she's like, what the heck, why did you say that? Like, you know what I mean? It feels like you might be dealing with a lot of children who don't know how to like emotionally manage or like say things in sophisticated ways as you know. Do you plan your time in alignment with your priorities? No. Okay. We're gonna shuffle that again. The person interviewing you for a new job asks why you left your previous position. You could explain this horrible situation that caused you to leave, but you don't want to seem unprofessional. What would you do? Okay. And this is really giving hiatus vibes, I'm not gonna lie. So in terms of how to protect your mental health at the moment, it feels like being strong in what you feel, and really like having those boundaries regardless of how people feel is going to be extremely important in regards to your mental health. Especially with this card, you revoke consent for making out with someone after agreeing to make out with them earlier, and they become upset with you. It's kind of feels like again, someone might not understand why you revoke consent, but it's still your body, it's still your right, you know? Like honestly, fuck them in regards to them being upset. Like, let them be upset, you know? Let them be upset. Let them cry about it. Cry me a river. If I did, you'd pollute it. Sorry. But like, it feels kind of like, it kind of feels like that. It feels like if you upset people, let them be upset. Let them go through that motion. To protect your mental health, don't baby them, you know? Plan your time in alignment with your priorities. So like, don't be the one who has to take care of things 24/7. Don't push yourself to be the one who is completely dependable. Like, that's something about Sophia that I love so much, is that she is dependable, but like, she also is taking the hiatus right now to really focus on herself, because again, she's in a position where she's being overworked, and she's not being really thanked for that. She's actually getting a lot of like hate from other people because of the fact that she's putting so much effort and time. So I feel like that's also why she might be on hiatus. It's like, when you don't feel like your efforts are noticed for what they are, and they're actually like doing the reverse of what was intended. Like, for example, like if you live with roommates and like you're the one who's constantly like putting the dishes away or cleaning up after them, and they never like really acknowledge that, it's gonna piss you the fuck off, you know? Like, or if they take you for granted. I feel like that's, yeah, there it is. That's the biggest message for you. If you feel like you're taken advantage of right now, making sure that you pull your energy back and pull it for you is going to be extremely important in regards to how you can protect your mental health. Because if they can't see all the work you're doing, they don't deserve it. Like, flat out. If someone is kind of like putting a bad name to who you are because they're jealous of what you can do, they don't really deserve to have that in their life, you know? They need to work out their own thing by themselves and recognize how important you really are to them. And that's nothing that you can really like argue with or prove. That's something that they have to come to the conclusion themselves, you know? You can try all you want to prove your worth, but like, that's not gonna really do anything. It's not really gonna show them what your worth is. But if you pull your energy back and you let the silence speak for what it is, people will notice that you're gone. People will notice how much effort you put in. People will notice, oh, wait, what? You're not there to take care of us? Now I have to do it? Wow. Oh my God, this sucks. And it does suck for them, and let it suck for them, because they need to know how much it sucks for them and how much effort you were putting in. Sorry. I'm getting extremely protective of you guys because I've been in this position too. And it's really heartbreaking, and it really fucking sucks, because it's like, yeah, I was doing all this work for you, and yeah, you were not really giving a shit about what it was, and you were not valuing me for who I was and what I was doing. So of course I'm gonna pull my energy back. I will let you suffer the consequences of your shenanigans and your foolishness, because guess what? I'm not there to protect you anymore. So sucks to suck, you know? And having that attitude, of like, oh, like being really grounded in yourself, prioritizing yourself, and making sure that your cup is filled, and not caring, literally stop caring about of the people you are leading right now, because their judgments are not helping. Their judgments of you are not conducive of like you being your best version of you, of you really loving yourself. Because again, you deserve to be around people who really recognize and notice all the hard work that you put in. And if they can't see it, well, like, they're going to. When you pull back your energy and you pull back your time and you pull back your presence with other people, they will notice. Once you put on those boundaries, they will notice how much these things really meant to them. And to be honest, you'll also notice how much time and effort and energy you were putting in and pouring into them when you could have been doing that for yourself. You know what I mean? And it's not like, it feels like it's not like something that like, it feels like you're very generous with your energy and your time and even maybe your money with other people. But like, once they see that it's gone, they'll really feel it, you know? And it feels like you're finally in a position in life where you're taking that energy back. That you're like really coming back to yourself. It feels like in terms of protecting your mental health, it feels like you're already there. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like you're someone who's very confident in themselves already. Like, it's just a matter of them catching up to you. It's really a matter of them understanding how much you really do. That's how it feels. So in terms of protecting your mental health, you're actually really good. It feels like you're really good. Yeah. You have the 5 of Swords, game over. This is game over for them. It's game over for them. Temperance in reverse. Yes. Oh my God, the image is actually really funny. But it's a nun smoking a bong, which is really funny. So again, like, it feels like it's game over for them. You no longer are going to be someone who is tempering the situation. You're no longer going to be the one balancing the situation. You're no longer going to be the one saving people from themselves. Yeah. It feels like you're going to be very confident in regards to like how you speak, and like even pulling away your energy, and people will start to notice with this it's a match card. It's like they will recognize, they will start to realize how much you have really been pouring into the situation. You have this 10 of Wands again. This also came up in another pile. And you also have the High Priestess. Oh my god, I love that for you so fucking much. Because the thing is that you already know. Like, you're burnt out to the core with this 10 of Wands in reverse. And you really need the time for yourself and the space to yourself. But, like, you already know how much effort and energy and, like, how much wisdom you really put and you really have, and how much that's really benefited the people around you. But now it's everybody's time to kind of catch up to you. that's what it feels like. It feels like now it's the time for everybody to really catch up to what you bring to the table, because what you bring to the table is so much more than they could ever. You know, what you bring to the table is like the core of what's going on. You're like really the leader of the group, and being the leader is being the heart of the group as well. You know, you are the first one to lead the charge. You're the first one to take care of everybody. But like without a leader, it doesn't feel the same, you know. Even in Cat's Eye right now, it doesn't feel the same without Sophia. It also doesn't feel the same without Manon either, but like that's another pile, so we already discussed that. But like, you know what I mean? It just feels so empty without her there. It feels so like, yes, other members get a chance to speak and stuff, but like they don't do it in a way that is as wise or as caring or as loving as Sophia does bring, you know. Sophia is the goddess of the lover of wisdom, you know, like so like there is something that's extremely like you already know in yourself, like what you're doing is right. It feels like you already know in yourself that you already know how to protect your mental health and your mental like energies. It's like, and one way is, again, just kind of letting people make their mistakes. Let them make the mistakes. You know? They'll really see your value and worth once you let them do that. And you no longer have to baby them. You no longer have to babysit them as well. Because that's something as well, it feels like in this group, is that you have to babysit a lot of people in your life. And you kind of have to, like, mother them in a way, you know. And it's exhausting being that person in the group, you know. Like, it's exhausting having to emotionally handle all these people. It's exhausting having to put yourself out there for no gratitude, no thanks, you know. You're someone who heralds the change. You're someone who is a leader. You're someone who cares for others, you know. In battle, the leader is one of the most important peoples, because not a lot of people have the balls to like fight, and you do, and you know that. And so, like, again, a big one for you is, again, let people make mistakes. Pull your energy back, pull it into yourself. This is a very common theme in terms of protecting your mental health in this reading, in like these readings. But like, it's true, like, when you pull your energy back, have that self-validation, and like, again, this really feels like it's in regards to like a relationship or a group of people, or like with coworkers or acquaintances, pulling your energy back and seeing them crumble. Like, not because you like want to see them crumble, but it's more of like them noticing how much and how integral you really are to them in their life, you know? And it's game over. It's game over for them. You're not putting in your energy and time into something. You're not putting your wisdom into something that isn't reciprocal for you, you know? And now you're just pouring in back to yourself. So I really love that for you. Again, you're this high priestess and you already know all this. This is just confirmation messages. You're doing what's right. You're doing the thing. You're being the change that you want to see, you know what I mean? Unlike Pile 2, like there's this big like this big confidence in yourself already. It feels like you're already authentically yourself in so much ways that, again, you don't really need validation from others. All you really need to do is step back. Be with people who really nourish you, give you that same energy, that same reciprocity, because you already know you can do it for yourself. You already know that you have that like self-care already implemented in yourself. That's something about Sophia that's really prominent in interviews, is that she is someone who has a lot of self-care routines and takes a lot of steps in order to make sure that she's good. She's also someone who can push as well, push her limits and boundaries, but now she's realizing, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's a good thing for me to take time for myself. And I feel like that is the same with you, my dear Pile 3s. Yeah, I saw 2202. So it feels like, again, this is something that is very like relationship energy, you know? This feels very much like you're gonna stop mothering these people. You're gonna stop like being a bit parentified by these people, and you're gonna put that back to yourself. And that is the way you're going to protect your mental health at this time, is making sure that, again, you're not giving into this role of being a parent to other people around you who can adult. They can adult. They are adults themselves. They are old enough to know how to act, you know? So, like, you don't need to be there to show them. Let them make the mistakes, because you yourself already are so grounded and authentic and who you are. Yeah. Any other messages? Okay. We're gonna get one more message for you, because I want to put the focus back on you, because we were talking so much about like pulling your energy back from other people and not being parentified. So I just want to put the message back on you. Okay, you have confidence. I am confident. I choose action over inaction. I will base all of my decisions today on conscious actions. Fear, worry, and inadequacies do not hinder my progress. If I feel stalled or indecisive, I will choose my action confidently. I will choose to move forward rather than stagnant. I know that every action I choose is the right one. I have the faith to know that everything works out perfectly. I choose to be confident in all areas. I am confident in my decisions and actions. And again, this feels like an energy that you're already in. And confident, a lot of people say fake it till you make it, but you know, real confidence comes from the mastery of doing things, you know. And if you want to look up, if you want to look up more on confidence, you can look at Albert Bandura's work on self-efficacy, because again, confidence is not built through abstract affirmations, but through mastery experiences, successfully navigating difficult situations and seeing yourself remain competent within them. And that's you know what I mean? It feels like you've gone through these things and you know how to be competent, and you've gone through like a lot of like traumas, and I've seen yourself better for the other side. But now it's other people's turn to do that for themselves, and you don't have to be there to baby them or take care of them. And the last card you have, is forgiveness. I let go and forgive. Practical step. I write a letter of forgiveness. We have all experienced situations where we have been hurt by others. By holding onto the anger, pain, and hatred, we are preventing ourselves from being our best person and living our best life. Let go of your pride, your attachment to the negative, and forgive. Write a letter detailing your grievances and expressing your emotions. Recognize that the offender's behaviors have nothing to do with you. You understand this is their issue, not yours. Burn the letter as you let go. Repeat the process as necessary to continue to forgive. Yeah. All right. That is the messages I have for you, my dear Pile 3s. Keeping your awesome self. Remember to let go and forgive in the best ways you know how to. And know that, again, you are extremely valuable and extremely necessary into whatever place you are at this time in your life. And sending you so much love and hugs and, yeah, peace. Wishing you the best at this time. My dear, confident, beautiful, wisdom-oriented, loving Pile 3s. So take care. Bye. Hi, Pile 4. If you've chosen this Snow Leopard Eye, or if your bias is Laura, or if you just want to choose because you like Laura, then this is your reading. Today we're looking at the question of how to protect your mental health. And you have, me talks. Yeah. Repairing the body, mind, spirit. The thing is with Laura is that she already seems extremely spiritual to me. She seems like someone who already knows herself really well, as well as like knows like the spiritual ins and outs, because she is Hindu. She really likes to connect with her culture and her values and her religion and spirituality. And so right now you might just be in a place where you're getting like a lot of hate, a lot of toxifying like substances throwing out your way. And to be honest, I had to eat like a piece of chocolate and drink a lot of water before doing this reading. And it just feels like an act of self-care. And it kind of feels like that with you. Please excuse the fact that I'm drinking out of a plastic water bottle. Normally I don't. It's just like I'm still in a space of moving, and so like hence, yeah. And like our water filter is like down, so like yeah. So anyways, with this me talks, preparing the body, mind, and spirit, it feels like it also feels kind of like this water filtration system thing that I was just talking about. It feels like you are learning how to filter out a lot of toxic and negative things that are thrown out your way. It feels like weirdly enough, your pile is the first pile to fully go into the question first in regards to like how to protect your mental health. It is this self-care, repairing the body, mind, and spirit, this me talks, this cleansing of your space, your aura, your energy especially, and kind of making sure that you take time to really just like be in your own energy, cleanse yourself, take spiritual baths, take literal baths that you like put your little cute spiritual affirmations under, like there are ways where you can like clear your energy by like with sage as well, sweet grass, like things like you can smoke out your energy, but you can also like literally take a bath and clear your energy that way. Anything that really kind of gets you back into a space of yourself, as well as like looking inwards is also a huge one for you. Looking inwards and realizing what within yourself needs the what is like why you might be behaving the way you are, why you might be wanting the things you do. It kind of feels like there's a part of you that is needing to both toxify from the outside world as well as within. And honestly, I love Laura Down. She is my siren singer. She's, oh my god, her voice is absolutely crazy angelic. It is insane how beautiful her voice is, and what she can do. And so like with you, it also kind of feels like that. You're someone who is probably very vocally talented in regards to your communication skills, or even if you sing. The way you just present words, the way you kind of like, you know, like she has such a beautiful like softness, and she also has leadership qualities just like Sophia, but like in a way that's a lot more like in tune with herself. Very confident in herself. And you know, again, this might be you. Again, you might be like a snow leopard here. You might be someone who is really integral into your aesthetics, or like how you present yourself, or like who just really has an eye for things, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure like in one of the interviews too that like Laura resonated with being a snow leopard or something like that. I could be wrong, but yeah, snow leopards symbolize intuition, supreme resilience, and the sacred power of silence. Known as the ghost of the mountains, this rare spirit animal represents graceful navigation through hardship, healthy solitude, and a deep trust in one's inner voice. Yeah, so that might be you. You might really know how to have a really great sense of intuition, as well as a strong resilience. Ooh. Really? Okay. Sorry. So we're looking at the question of how to protect your mental health. It feels like you're already kind of on top of it. Similar to pile number 3, you're someone who kind of already does things on the daily to protect yourself, protect your space, protect your energy. So this reading is really confirmation for you than anything of guidance, to be honest. What energizes you the most? Oh, I love that for you. So things that really get you back into feeling yourself, you know. I think for Laura that'd be like songwriting and like producing and stuff. But for you, what makes you feel the most energetically you? What makes you feel like you're back in your own space, back doing your thing? And do it even if like you feel like resistance towards it, because again, like your resilience is something that is really needed right now. You need to push yourself in order to get to who you are. You're repairing your body, mind, and spirit. A friend or a classmate or coworker accepts responsibility and accolades for your work when it is misattributed to them. What would you do? Fuck. Oh, I hate this for you. Because like, I hate this feeling when someone like takes ownership of something that you do. Oh, it's so annoying. Oh my god. It is absolutely just like, what the fuck? So it feels like you're someone who you take a lot more things on than people realize. You know, you probably, again, I find that Laura is kind of like, and like, she's a leader in her own right, and she was originally supposed to be the leader of Cat's Eye, but I forget why she didn't. Let me double check why she didn't end up. Oh, okay. I feel like Laura is kind of the leader of the girls, as much more of Sophia is more like, she kind of is she's like the middleman for both the girls and the corporate side of Cat's Eye. So it feels like you're someone who, again, you take a lot of responsibility for the energy and the well-being of the people around you, and sometimes people will misattribute that to their own success or just to someone else, and it's really disheartening because, again, they're not really seeing you for who you are, and so honestly, fuck them. A romantic partner discloses to you that they have an STI. I first read that as a fucking sty. So an STI 6 months after you first started dating. What would you do? Yeah, it feels like also people are not being honest with you. It feels like people are like kind of taking advantage of your kindness in some ways. Yeah. And then weirdly enough, we have this directions card. This is the card that's like used to inform what these cards actually do. Again, it feels like you allow freedom for people to talk and say things for themselves. You know, I find that a lot, that Laura will include Yunche in the interviews, and it feels like you're someone who's very inclusive in that way. You're someone who makes sure that like everybody has their time to shine, everybody's being listened to, everybody has space to be themselves. It feels like you're very much on top of doing that. So in terms of protecting your mental health, what should you be doing? Again, going back to things that energize you a lot, like whether that be like I don't know why roller coasters came to mind, but maybe going on adventures, or doing something creative. Getting that spark back in your life is going to be really helpful in regards to protecting your mental health and mental energy right now. Seven of Pentacles. Man, this deck is so funny. Again, you might be someone who likes to engage in recreational activities, let's say that, and so that might be one way that can like help you kind of help your mental health. But again, it's also 444. Just know you're extremely protected at this time as well. Know that you do have angelic energies around you, and because you are extremely connected to spirit already, you already have people, ancestors, spiritual guides, higher selves, your divine source already backing you up. It feels like you're already, again, heavily protected on the other side, and like they don't want you to be messed with, you know. They love you so much that they don't want to see you be messed with. And the thing is that you're already working hard towards these things, you know. This is a very saucy deck. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So stop being indecisive about some stuff that you're going through. really kind of, that's so funny. This came up in reverse for another pile. Really say fuck you to anybody who's not like about you or about your life or about like where you come from or who you are, because again, you're working hard to attain what you want in life. You know, you're working hard for your manifestations. You're working hard to get what you want. Yeah, because you are the star. And this imagery is so crazy. I really hope I'm not flagged for it, because, well, like, you know, at least her, you know, she is covered. She is covered. So, but you are the star. You're someone who really gives hope to other people around you, as well as like you are literally like a star. You know what I mean? Like you are someone who's like very I'm getting the like the whole like, oh, is that international superstar Laura Roche? Manon saying that, like the meme of that. So it feels like you're that as well. Like you're someone who is very, very talented at what you do. You're someone who's not afraid to be vulnerable, not afraid to be especially feminine. You know what I mean? Like something about Laura is that she's extremely beautifully feminine, and she's not afraid to be very confident in herself. And honestly, she's told to be like to tone it down a lot of the times, which kind of sucks because like she's her, you know what I mean? You have the Five of Cups in reverse, and as well as Justice in reverse. Interesting. And then you also have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, it feels like you're no longer like working hard for people's approval. As well as it feels like you kind of put down this layer of like need for like others' validation as well, with these cards here. Yeah, so it feels like you're releasing the past, you're forgiving yourself, you're forgiving others. And you're taking accountability for the things that you've done, you know what I mean? With the stresses in reverse, it feels like you're finally getting the accolades where it's due. You're finally getting like what you need out of life because of what you worked hard for. And it's no longer about like working hard, as more of being patient for the things that you've already set in motion, for the seeds that you've already planted. It feels like you're no longer having to grind so hard to attain the things that you need to in order for you to live a very abundant and bountiful life. Again, a lot of interviews, they say like the Cat's Eye members had to go from 12-hour like days to now, thank God, 6 to 8 hour days. So it's a lot less on you, thank God. And to be honest, this reading doesn't really feel like, it feels like you're someone who takes care of your mental health really well, protects your mental health really well. It feels like you're, again, really intuitive and already really like aware of the things that you already need to do, and like the people you need to like kind of like not be around so much. Again, it feels like you're still very abundant in yourself, and I think it's in terms of like you right now, in terms of protecting your mental health, it's really giving yourself that space to detoxify, that space to like just repair yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit, to come back to you. Interesting. Pile 3 also got this. Confidence. I am confident. I choose action over inaction. I will base all of my decisions today on conscious actions. Fear, worry, and inadequacies do not hinder my progress. If I feel stalled or indecisive, I will choose my action confidently. I choose to move forward rather than stagnant. I know that every action I choose is the right one. I have the faith to know that everything works out perfectly. I choose to be confident in all areas. I am confident in my decision and actions. It feels like the way in which you protect your mental health is this level of confidence, and this level of confidence doesn't come from nothing. It comes from the mastery of of harsh realities that you have to face over and over and over again. There's something so beautiful about Laura, because she recognizes how beautiful her brown skin is, and she's not afraid to really own that. It is something that's made me feel a lot safer in my skin, and it's something that's given me confidence, literally because she's had the confidence to be like, yes, this is who I am, and yes, I'm not changing for anyone. This yes, you know what I mean? And sure, like, there are times in which you kind of have to like give a little bit, which she has. You know, she's had to like tone it down, but there's a lot of times where it feels like now, especially, that her voice is being implemented in the group a lot more. Her voice and her direction, or her creativity, is really being shown, both musically and like wardrobe styles, and just like again, she gets to really shine and be like as sexy and as divine feminine, or if you don't believe in that, or like if you don't follow that, as like as unapologetically beautiful as she is, you know what I mean? Like it feels like how you protect your mental health is something that like you don't really need me to tell you. It's more that you're already doing it. You already know that, like, detoxifying, and you already have your like your self-care things in place. You already have things like eating the right foods and getting enough sleep. These things are already important to you. You feel like people who are already very in tune with your self-care. And again, I guess the only thing I'm really giving you is things like what really energizes you the most, going back to the things you love, and just kind of recognizing in yourself that like you've put a lot of work into the places that you have been, and now it's time for you to really be this star. It's really time for you to reap the rewards of it, as well as, again, continuing to take care of yourself in the ways in which you do. Can I have one more card for how does Pile 4 protect their mental health? How does Pile 4 protect their mental health? How can they protect their mental health at this time? Okay. Interesting. Silence. I value silence. Practical set. I sit in silence. That's so funny. Again, with the snow leopard, one of the big things about the snow leopard is that they move in silence, right? So have you ever been immersed in silence without the artificial noises of television, radio, traffic, and lawnmowers? Within the silence, you can connect to yourself, to divine source, God, and to the infinite wisdom. Find a quiet place and sit in silence. If you are uncomfortable, consciously focus on deep breathing. Inhale for 6 counts, hold for 2, exhale for 6, and again hold for 2. If thoughts come up, notice them and let them float away. Breathe deeply and go within. Enjoy the silence. As part of you also can meditate, and if you don't like meditating, just literally being in silence and breathing. It's basically meditation, in regards to protecting your mental health right now. You also have receiving. I'm open to receive. Practical step. I ask for assistance. It can be difficult for some people to ask others for help or assistance. We enjoy our independence and self-sufficiency. If you open yourself to others and allow them to assist you, you will find your life fuller and more meaningful. Today, ask someone to help you. Could they water your plants while you're away? Could they pray for you? Is there a way they can help alleviate some of your stress? Allow them to have the pleasure of helping you. Be open to receiving the gifts that others can provide. It feels like because you're someone who, again, is very, like, self-sufficient and already knows how to, like, do a lot of the self-care and detoxifying methods. It feels like ways that you can protect your mental health is being able to rely on others, and know that you are valued for who you are, and people want to help you. People want to be there for you. People want to see you shine. People want to give to you. Be your beautiful self, because again, being receptive to the people around you might surprise you, because you're already so confident in yourself, and you're already someone who's so, like, in tune to who they are. And you know, some of the hardest things is to let someone in. Trust me, I totally understand that. But, you know, again, say fuck you to the haters, and then receive the love and praise that you deserve, because you are the star, my dear. You are the star, and you deserve to feel the love and feel the admiration that people want to give you. Again, no one is immune to hate. Everyone who experiences it has it thrown their way, and sometimes we can kind of absorb it and then take it on them ourselves. But just know that it's not you. It's just a lot of people who can be extremely hateful because of their own insecurities, and their own unresolved issues, and that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with them. Just focus on the people who do value you, and the people who do love you, and the people who do nurture you, because again, you are an extremely valuable person. And if people are, again, being dishonest or going behind your back, or like, again, taking your valuable work as theirs, it's honestly, they'll get the karma that's coming to them. Focus on you, and focus on the good things in your life. Focus on how amazing and beautiful you are, and how you are the blueprint, you know? I forgot who I heard this from, but, like, if someone is trying to copy you, especially, like, they will never get to your level, because you are the standard for them, and they will never be able to achieve that, because you are the blueprint, you know? And so, yeah, just know that it's never be threatened by it, because you are you and no one can copy you, and know that, like, you're very valuable in being who you are. And sometimes you don't need to say anything. You know what I mean? You don't need to, like, things will work out on their own for the better for you, you know? There are people on the other side. There are beings on the other side there who want to see you win, as much as you want to see you win, because you've planted the seeds. Now you're just waiting, and now you're saying fuck you to the haters, and now you're saying I love you to the lovers, and and yeah, there's a song that's coming up. I forgot what it's called. One second. Let me double check. It's called Love Me or Hate Me by Lady Sovereign. It's a really old song. It's like a old British pop song, but, like, the lyrics are, like, really funny. It's like, love me or hate me, that's the question. Love me or hate me, it's still an obsession. If you hate me, then fuck you. If you love me, then thank you. And I feel like that really is like encapsulating like how you can protect your mental health, you know? Love me, hate me, that's the question. Love me or hate me, that is still an obsession. If they love you, well then thank you. If they hate you, fuck you. You know, like it's something that I feel like, again, no one is immune to hate. Just know that you're doing fucking great and you're killing it out there, and no one can really copy or be you as much as they want to be. So yeah, keep shining, my zero pile 4s. You are fucking amazing. You are blessed. You are literally so in tune with yourself that this is just a reading to confirm to you a lot of things that you might be going through right now. So keep protecting your mental health in the ways you know best. Keep doing your self-care routines. Keep eating what's right for you. Especially keep up the work that you're doing with your spiritual team, your ancestors, your divine source, your god, your goddesses, any deities that you're working with, because it's really like it is really helping. Keep doing your sage baths, your actual cleansing baths, and all the rituals that you need to in order for you to be yourself, because you need to keep shining and being yourself. And I love that for you so much. I'm giving you all the love and kisses and hugs that I can. Thank you so much for being here and sticking with me for this longer read. I love you so much, and I hope you take care. Bye. Hi, my dear pile number 5s. If you chose this cute little cat image, I can't really see it on the screen, I'm sorry. But it's like a golden, you can actually see it here. It's like a golden cat. Or if Daniela is your bias, or if you just chose this because you like Danielle, then this is your reading. So it's looking at the question of how to protect your mental health today, and this is going to tune into your energies or kind of answer the question. We'll see. Wailing tree, reconciliations. Oh, damn. Okay, so you might be going through quite an interesting time in your life. You might be like reconciling with people from your past. You might be getting over some trauma or betrayals from people from your past. Because this was originally turned this way, it feels like you might be looking inwards in regards to what you need to change and reconcile within yourself, as well as with people in your past or in your current present. But it feels like you're with the autumn leaves here, it feels like you're becoming more mature with what you might have said, or the actions you might have done, or like some of the grievances that you might have caused. With the 5 and 9 adding up to 14, adding up to 5 again, being a number of change, it feels like again you're changing a lot in regards to how you see yourself, how you see others, and how you want to kind of present yourself and be within your relationships. It feels like as of right now you're being afforded a lot of wisdom and a lot of inner knowledge, and a lot of it's a lot of grief for over the things that didn't work out, over your past self. A lot of things are coming up. So if that sounds like you, then this is your pile. See how you can protect your mental health right now. Yeah. Man, Danny is so iconic. She is so fucking iconic. And I feel like she's building up her confidence, to be honest. In the grocery store, the person next to you in the produce aisle sneezes without covering their mouth. What would you do? Oh god. Romantic. Wow, this came up literally 3 times. in this reading. A romantic partner discloses to you that they have an STI 6 months after you first started dating. What would you do? A friend or classmate or coworker accepts responsibility and accolades for your work when it is misattributed to them. What would you do? Wow, this came up as well. Wow. A lot of my collective is really dealing with people being dishonest, as well as people who are like taking their work as their own, which I hate for you because you don't deserve that, and fuck those people. Interesting. What drains you the most? This is quite opposite to pile number 4's. But it feels like you're in a really big time of self-discovery with a lot of what would you do cards, you know? Especially in regards to like other relationships or people, it feels like you're really recognizing the things that really aren't conducive to your mental health. Again, I should put this at the beginning, but I am not a mental health provider. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a experienced professional. Please go to the people that you need to in order to make yourself feel secure, happy, safe, and understood. This is, again, usually confirmation messages, and if you're here still, this is going to be a lot of shadow work, and I really appreciate you doing this, and your higher self and your soul self really appreciates you doing this if you're here. So with that said, how to protect yourself in your mental health at the moment. Again, it feels like you're dealing with people who are inconsiderate, with people who are dishonest, and people who are taking your stuff as theirs. And you might be reconciling with that fact. And part of your mental health might be recognizing what you're perpetuating, as well as what's not really yours. Like, are you coming from a place that really drains you? Because it feels like you might be acting out in ways where, like, you don't necessarily want to act this way. It just kind of comes out because of how fed up you are with other people, you know? And that's totally normal. Like, when a lot of crap is thrown your way, like, it's really easy to perpetuate, especially if we're not aware of what happens. That's why shadow work is extremely important. That's why recognizing where we're at is really important. So pat yourself on the back for doing the work. It's not easy to become aware of these things. It's really not. A lot of the times people run away from it. A lot of the times people don't want to listen to it. Because it's hard for us to really come to a place of self-reflection this way. As well as come to the realization that people were being, lack of a better word, shitheads. Like, alright, so how can pile 5s protect their mental health at this time? King of Swords, speak your truth. Interesting. This is the Our Father tattoo, like the Our Father prayer tattooed. So maybe praying, calling on your guides for protection, speaking your truth as well. I'm also gonna say the prayer because I feel like it might be important. So the prayer is, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I only know this off by heart because I was raised Catholic, and my mom was really strict on going to prayer meetings once every month for like 12 years of my life. So it is fully always ingrained in my brain. But this is not about me. It's more about the message of forgiving yourself as well as forgiving others. So again, we talked about this with reconciliations, the inward kind of self forgiveness, as well as forgiving other people for how they acted and how they treated you. You also have King of Pentacles. Wow, you have 2 kings. I love that for you. So this is really a moment of you of bountiful harvest as well. You have the Ten of Swords in reverse. And then you have the Ace of Swords as well. So I really love this card. It says, I am free of your bullshit. Yeah, so it feels like you're kind of laying down the swords. It feels like you're also letting yourself shine quite a bit with this card being so glowy. It feels like you're letting yourself kind of be more playful and free and shine the way you're meant to shine. It feels like right now with this Ten of Swords in reverse that you're recovering from a lot of painful and rock bottom moments. It feels like you're letting go of betrayal, past painful cycles, and you again are, especially paired with this Ace of Swords, you are being free from the bullshit of others. I love this for you. So in regards to your mental health, again, it feels a lot like this reconciliation period. You're already doing it. You're already kind of on your way to protecting your mental health. 5 of Pentacles. Oh shit. But there's still pieces of you that are coming back, because this is a puzzle piece. There's a lot of the things in your past that were like really made you feel down and out. You're kind of piecing them together and understanding like why they happened the way it happened and what your part might have played in regards to that. You also have the Star. I love that for you. You are the star, my dear. You are someone who does have hope for the future, and moving forward, it feels like you're gonna be a lot more forgiving towards yourself and others. Out of Pentacles, and because of this, it'll afford you like more stability, more momentum, but like not in a way where it's secured like the King of Pentacles, more in a way where it's like there's still room for growth, you know. So how's that protecting your mental health? I think forgiveness is the huge word here for you. The reconciliations, the forgiveness is a huge way that you're protecting your mental health right now, because it's affording you a understanding of your relationships and how you act within them and how other people act within them, and it's helping you like let go and move forward with your life other than being kind of stuck and in this really draining energy, you know. It feels like when you get to a place where you're kind of fixated on a lot of the betrayals that have happened to you, and a lot of the times that people were dishonest with you, or people were kind of gross and rude, or people who were taking your stuff as theirs, it feels like you're really letting go of those times and fortifying yourself with mentally, you know, like the act of forgiveness itself is not an easy thing to do. And it's really not. It's a lot easier to stay in the really negative, draining headspace of like holding on to the people that have betrayed you or have done you wrong in the past. But to let it go and to forgive them is it's a whole peace of mind that you attain, you know? It's not easy. It is not easy. So honestly, protecting your mental health is forgiveness. And it's not easy. So honestly, please applaud yourself. Please do a lot of work, because you deserve to have this peace. You deserve to reconcile with yourself and reconcile with the relationships that mean a lot to you, you know? So what ways can you protect your mental health? What are the ways in which my pile fives can protect their mental health at this time? Laughter. Laughter raises my vibration. Practical step. I look for opportunities to laugh. The physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies are greatly affected by laughter. Laughter relieves stress, releases emotions, strengthens the immune system, exercises the body, creates social bonding, and raises our vibration. Life wasn't meant to be so serious. Find opportunities to laugh. Get together with friends and watch a comedy. Laugh at life's mishaps or watch clowns at the circus. There are even laughter clubs and therapists. Try laughing for the sake of laughing. Find your laughing opportunities. So yeah, inviting laughter back in your life might be really helpful for your mental well-being. Might help you protect from a lot of the work that you're doing. It's not easy work, again. It's really hard work that you're doing, being able to forgive and reconcile, you know? I'm literally getting the line, if we get arrested, haha, baby, laugh it off. And it is literally a line that Danny sings in Pinky Up. So I love myself. Practical step. I list 50 things I love about myself. It is easy to beat ourselves up. Our judgmental society almost encourages us to look for the bad within ourselves. We constantly compare ourselves to unrealistic versions of the perfect person. You are perfect just the way you are. List 50 things you love about yourself. Write them down. You have so many qualities and traits that are wonderful. Isn't it time you recognize the great parts of yourself? And while you're at it, every time you pass a mirror, tell yourself, I love myself. A part of your forgiveness is also coming back to yourself and protecting your mental health by reminding how much you do love yourself, because at the end of the day, self-validation is the most important. Self-validation really grounds us to who we are and how we are, you know. It is the foundation to which we live, right? Being able to love ourselves is being able to also spread that out and love others. And we can't really do that and give others our best selves if we don't know how to love ourselves. It's kind of like when people are really judgmental, but they're only really judgmental because they're really judgmental towards themselves. It's kind of the same thing, you know what I mean? If you love yourself, most of the time you can see the good in other people, and you can really foster that kind of nurturing in regards to the self as well as the community around you, the people around you. Yeah. So if you can, write 50 things you love about yourself, as well as go watch a comedy or something. These are ways in which you can protect your mental health at this time. because again, you are someone who's extremely strong. You're going through a new beginning, and you're really forgiving other people as well as yourself, and really understanding why things happen the way they are. But again, with this forgiveness, it affords you a lot of new opportunities and growth, with not only the relationships you have, but as well as your career. So again, you might find that when you let a lot of the things go in your life that no longer need to be there, then you'll be able to really see yourself thrive. Yeah. So to protect, yeah. I'm just repeating myself at this point. So this is a little bit of a shorter read, but thank you so much, my dear Pile 5s, for being here. You're doing the most. Honestly, forgiveness is really, it's a virtue. It is something that is hard to do sometimes, but you're putting in the work, and you're doing it, and you're reconciling with yourself, and you're reconciling with your past and the betrayals that might have happened, and as well as the relationships that you have. So pat yourself on the back, give yourself a nice sweet treat. I just watched an interview of Cat's Eye with GQ, and Daniela actually ends up eating like a bundt cake at the end of the day sometimes, as a little sweet treat, because you know what? She deserves it. These girls work hard. They put in so much effort with rehearsals and events and promotions, and just even being in a group like that in general. It's a lot. It's a lot on a person. So again, it's only to say that you're also doing an immense amount of work, and you might not feel like it, but you are. You might be having like nightmares right now, or like the past come up, or in your meditations things might come up. You might be like doing your journaling or reflecting or bed rotting, watching a lot of tarot videos to understand yourself. Regardless of how you're doing it, you're doing the work, and you should be proud of yourself for doing that work, you know? Keep protecting your mental health. Please keep loving yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself in all the ways in which you are amazing and beautiful and kind and sweet and resilient. Again, watch your favorite comedy. Make yourself laugh. Be with people that really uplift your spirit, because this is what is really going to help your mental health at this time. So thank you so much for being here, my dear Pile 5s. I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care. Bye. Hello, my pile number 6 is OT6 all the way. But if you chose this image of this cute little cat, or if you chose Yunche because she's your bias, or just because you love her, then this is your reading. So today we're looking at the question of how to protect your mental health. And again, I should have been saying this at like all of the readings, but I didn't. So I'll probably put like a preview or like a disclaimer or something. But like, please consult professionals when actually wanting to work on your mental health. I am not a professional. I am just a random tarot reader on YouTube, and I'm just here to give you messages that you might already know, or things that you might need to hear, but in no way this should substitute as actual therapy. Actual therapy exists, and if you need it, please consult the people that you need to in order to attain it. Yeah. With that said, thank you for being here. Thank you for being with me, my dear Pile 6s. And let's see what card you have in regards to your energy. First breath, beginner's mind. Oh my god, I love this for you. Okay. So just like Yunche, and just like this photo of this cat, it feels like you're maknae, you know? you're the youngest of the group. You are someone who's like beginning again, starting anew. Like, you're someone who has this really like freshness about you, this quality of people kind of wanting to take care of you, just like in this photo. There's this like innocence and like almost derpiness, but like also like this, like a bit of this naivete, but in a way where it's like where people do want to protect you. You have this beginner's mind where like you're very solid in yourself. You really know like how to see things with like a fresh pair of eyes, you know? It feels like again, you're someone who's extremely talented at what you do as well, but like you have a calmness and a collectness about you that like it's irreplaceable, you know? And a lot of people really admire you for that. A lot of people admire the stoicism that you also can bring with this beginner's mindset. There's a real resilience and, again, a freshness. I want to keep saying this freshness about you that comes to mind. And it feels like you kind of lead with your heart. You're someone who cares about others and are very empathetic and very sweet. And again, you you know how to, like, again, take care of yourself well. Something about Yunche that I really admire is that she really values her physical health, and she makes sure to always physically be taking care of herself, you know? I'm being drawn to one of her interviews where she says that one of like the GQ interview where she has to have a pair of noise canceling headphones in order for her to kind of like be herself, you know, like tune back and ground herself, you know? And it feels like that's with you. You know how to really keep yourself and yourself sacred. And in this beginner's mindset, in this first breath of mind. Excuse me. It feels like you're not afraid to also look at your shadow self and your shadow side. It feels like you are someone who's not afraid to look at the things that might be unconscious towards you and work towards it. So let's look at your how to protect your mental health at this time. Oh, not this one. If you do love Cat's Eye, I would like to know what your favorite song off the new Wild EP album is. If you miss Manon as much as I do. And just more generally, just like how you're doing. I hope you're doing well. Alright, so what can my pile sixes do to protect their mental health at this time? What can my pile sixes do at this time to protect their mental health? You sent pictures to one person with the intention that they were only for them, only to find out later that they shared the photos with multiple other people. What would you do? What is your personal definition of a boundary? These are great questions to journal upon if you have a chance. But it feels like people might be gossiping about you. And it might be because you don't know what your boundaries are yet. So just learning how to work on them will be helpful in regards to protecting your mental health. Knowing what, just kind of like the noise canceling headphones, things that like are physical, that can really help you get into your own space and again have that boundary. Your neighbor never cleans up after their dog. You don't want to start something, but today you stepped in it. What would you do? So, it feels like sometimes you let things slide and the responsibility of other people of what they should do, or I guess the irresponsibility of them can affect you A friend is making harmful choices, but told you to stay out of it when you bring it up. What would you do? It feels like also because of this beginner's mind, people don't take you seriously, which is unfortunate because they could probably learn from you. If you could change one thing about your family, what would it be? Oh, okay. What in your life needs to change? Interesting. Okay, so you have two parts of change. So there's, because you are in this beginner's mind, it feels like, again, you're someone who like kind of goes with the flow, lets things happen, and there are things that you might be taken advantage of. So like these cards of needing to change might be really relevant to you in regards to, especially with this paired with like what your personal definition of a boundary is, of just knowing what will help you be you and feel safe in how you're living your life and how you're condoning yourself will help protect your mental health right now. So just kind of taking note of what needs to change, the close people around you too, you know, like if you could understand the relationship with each other a little better in order for you to kind of voice what you need so that the relationship works a bit better. For example, like if you need more alone time right now, just kind of letting people know that you need that, and putting that boundary in could be very helpful. And again, not letting their emotions like affect your need is going to be very helpful too. It feels like you want to be there for others with this a friend is making harmful choices card, but you don't necessarily know what a helpful way to do that is. You might be someone again who's like kind of learning like the social norms of like a new place, or you might be in a new environment, or you might be with a new group of people, so you're kind of still like feeling it out in regards to how to like be yourself with this like new environment, new people, new group. And one of the things is that you're learning how to really speak up for yourself. And that's the way you can protect your mental health, is speaking up for yourself. Alright. In what other ways can my pile sixes protect their mental health? Okay. You got Wheel of Fortune. You have the Empress in reverse. Interesting. Okay. You have Judgment in reverse as well. You have the Four of Pentacles. You have the Fool. You have the Six of Swords. You have the Six of Wands. And you have the Six of Pentacles. That's crazy. That's crazy. Sorry. And it's pulled right after. You guys saw me shuffling, so like, fuck. That's crazy. Give me a second. Interesting. With the Empress and the Judgment being in reverse, it feels like you're not trusting yourself. You're not trusting, like, you're leaning too much on other people's opinions. You're leaning too much on destiny with the Wheel of Fortune. And you're kind of like giving into the space of being this beginner's mind and being the fool, where in reality, like, if you move away from a lot of the chaos, if you move away into like the space of really like admiring you, it feels like you'll be able to kind of attain the financial stability that you really need right now. So having these 3 sixes in a row really signifies a really powerful period of recovery, harmony, and moving past conflicts. It feels like it's you're someone who knows how to do this really well. It feels like you're learning how to heal your mental, which is interesting because we are doing mental health, your mental health, as well as it feels like you don't really like let your emotions get in the way of what you're pursuing, of your job, of your passions, of what you love to do. With the Six of Cups not being present, again, you feel very stable, and sometimes I feel like your stability and your own opinion and your perspective of things, it could be actually very helpful to like the people around you, and sometimes you might again rely a lot on what they say, when in reality you can speak up. You know what I mean? You can voice your opinion, and it feels like you're someone who can really like harmonize the group, or harmonize the environment, or harmonize things that you're like, with all these sixes here, harmonize like where you're at. With this Four of Pentacles, it's, again, you're someone who's quite secure in themselves. So you're someone who can, like, protect yourself, protect your energy. You know how to do a lot of this mental health protection. Like, the thing is that I think people kind of mistaken your beginner's mind and the, like, what role you play sometimes as a weakness, when in reality it is something that they'll never really understand how you can attain. It feels like sometimes your aloofness is what affords you this kind of protection generally. So to be honest, like, you're already doing it. You're already doing things that protect your mental health. If there's anything that this reading could offer you, it's more kind of saying that, like, your perspective, your voice really does matter, and kind of just, like, putting that out there to other people and sharing your insight. It could be very helpful for other people to learn from you. And, you know, with the Empress and Judgment in reverse, I understand, like, it's really easy to play into the one who's being cared for, but you know, the whole magnates first, like, for sure. Easy to do that, but, like, again, even if you are like the youngest, or if you're, like, the least experienced in something, sometimes that can give fresh eyes to, like, a problem or a situation. You know, your voice does matter, and it's extremely important. 543 on the clock. So it feels like sometimes people do need to take a step back and kind of learn from the newness, from the beginner's mindset, from the beginner's eye. And again, you hold a lot of valuable information within you, and this reading is to really hype you up, to be like, you're doing what you need to be doing to protect your mental health. It's actually that your opinion of it would help a lot of people and help lead them to the changes that they need to really be doing. There's 4-4 on the clock. There's, like, again, an angelic energy about you. Like, you are there and you can protect a lot of people. Just don't let the role in which you play affect how you speak or the opinions you say, or let it hold yourself back, because you're doing what you need to be doing already to protect your mental health. It feels like you do have personal boundaries put in place. You do know what needs to be changed. And honestly, it's really a confidence boost. Your voice matters. Your opinions matter. You're someone who naturally harmonizes with what's going on around them. People can really learn from this beginner's mindset, this like ability to kind of go with the flow and be very, like, okay with themselves, you know what I mean? Like, Yunche doesn't really talk a lot in interviews, but, like, it doesn't seem like it really bothers her, you know? It feels like she's very, like, she's naturally very stoic, and so, like, when she does speak, it kind of, like, has more weight to it, you know? It has more importance on it. And people, like, you know, the Cat's Eye girls love to make her feel included, which we love. So again, it feels like you will be supported if you do speak your mind, or if you do have your opinions, or if you want to put your perspective out there more. It feels like you are in a space where you can do that, as long as you, again, want to. Don't let a tarot reader ever decide things for you, but if this resonates with you and you feel like you want to have your opinions out there more, then do it. You got this. You totally got this. And people will love to hear what you have to say. People will love to hear your opinions, no matter where you start from. Again, like, experience is is great, but like there's nothing like a fresh pair of eyes to see what's going on, and to see what's like what other people might have missed, you know. Yeah. Also 2211, so you bring a lot of balance and reciprocity by being yourself, by being who you are, by already having this really strong state of like caring for yourself and caring for your mental health and knowing your boundaries. A lot of people can fully like benefit from what you have to say. So speak up, say it. You got this. You freaking got this. Yeah. And if you still want to be cared for like the maknae you are, do it. Do it. Because you deserve to be cared for in that position. Just know that you can also speak up and that your words matter. And I keep like and I didn't realize 2-1 is also there. So again, you individualistically bring a very harmonizing balance to wherever you are, and people can learn from it. Yeah, I keep repeating myself, so I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much, my pile number 6s, for joining me and seeing that honestly you're already protected mentally really well. Just the only thing that you, if you want to do, is to speak up, speak your mind, and not let your position of power stop you from doing that, because your words matter, your voice matters. Yeah. I love you so much, my dear pal 6s. You are freaking rock stars. You're fucking amazing. Yeah, keep doing you. Keep being the amazing person you are. Peace and love. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.